What is going on, guys? So massive news just dropped today, and I was actually working on this bit of news on a video on Axelar when the news came through, and this is Tuesday 16th of December, in case you are confused and you're looking through all of the different crypto news as and when I publish this video. But Circle signs an agreement to acquire Interop Labs. Now, the team, the intellectual property, and this is quite key, and in case you don't know who they are the people behind Axelar, basically. We've entered into an agreement for Interop Labs team and IP to join Circle and accelerate the next phase of cross-chain infrastructure. Holy cow. So listen, we know the moving average is broken. We know the market is very bearish. But what most influencers not even going to do content. If I'm honest with you, I think I'm one of the few that's talking about things that are different. Yes, crypto is in a winter bear market, whatever you want to call it. But you'd rather look into this at 11 cents than $11. It's as simple as that for me. And with the recent announcement of the Clarity Act coming into force next year, follow the money and smell blood right now. So Axelar, the foundation, of course, they remain fully independent. The foundation is welcoming the Common Prefix, a leading network contributor, to take over Interop Labs. This brings Axelar very much closer to bigger powers like Circle. This is absolutely huge for this. Why? Because we know as part of the Clarity Act, you're also going to have those teams that are very much close to the powers, the foundations, and the teams that will be here, because crypto will no doubt go through its own version of the .com bubble. So in terms of the announcement, right? So it specifically focuses on the intellectual property, of course, and the lab team, the actual team itself, which means Common Prefixes has contributed to a significant list of innovative protocols, including Ripple, Sui, Flashbots, Babylon, and Build on Bitcoin. Now, big up to my brother in one of the previous videos who commented about this news, but this is pretty big and quite frankly, very, very exciting, especially considering it's below bear market pricing for AXL. So what can we expect? Now, I wanted to give you a kind of understanding of what AXL is, right? Because most people don't have no clue. We talk about this and there's plenty of documentations you could actually read, but stay close to the money, guys. Honestly, no one's going to talk about these projects like I am breaking them down, because ultimately when crypto flips bullish again, everybody will be talking about shit coins and other things that don't really matter. You can go through the entire what do you call the entire white paper if you really wanted to. But Axelar is going to be the fact that they are now close to Circle, tokenized trade and earn yield through a single secure development platform. Now, the blockchain ecosystem is powerful but fractured. This is the problem that AXL solves. In addition to that, they are the internet of blockchain. We've known that. That's why big players like Circle are sniffing around, if you'd like. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the details. I have put together this presentation purely for your own enjoyment, but it is literally a vision, in my opinion, that allows Axelar a stack and a unique solution for cross-chain communication. Now, we know there's Wormhole and, of course, Layer 0, but Axelar is fully diluted, guys. There is no pressure on you if you were to go with AXL and the fact that they are now close to the big boys, okay? In addition to that, it's a protocol, a universal language for blockchains. We know that cross-chain narrative is never really taken off. People say it is normally expected now to have cross-chain networks and blockchains and the internet of blockchains, as they call themselves. But in my opinion, as the stablecoin Clarity and all of the adoption takes place, it is now the cycle for AXL, in my opinion. Security, the foundation of decentralized trust. These guys have never had any issues, right? So there's no vulnerability here, especially when you consider multi-sig contracts. And all of a sudden, what you have is identical kind of blockchains doing the same old thing, whereas fundamental plays like this don't even get a look in. So if big money, when money is printed, and money will be printed because the economy is in tatters, I'll talk about that in a different video. But what you have all of a sudden is fully decentralized, fully robust, and of course, very high safety threshold blockchain that allows you to conduct the business of sending and whatever. And the more adoption we get, people like, MasterCard, Visa, they already partner with MasterCard, but all of these will roll in my opinion, into using a protocol like Axelar. Now, you can be critical of the pricing, but not today. The price today is in a place where it is literally, it can only go one way. Even if it crashes down another 10, 20%, who gives a shit? It will absolutely do an ATH in my opinion. And sooner or later, this will become, especially with the news of Circle, I think it's going to be a wonderful time to investigate these projects. And this is why I'm doing a lot of educational content as we speak, because I believe this is when you need people like myself who influence and others who only talk about 50-day moving average. Yes, we are in crypto winter. We understand that. But the grind doesn't stop. This is when you educate yourself. That's why I've always done well in a bear market, because I fully understand you can delete mistakes, you can go again, and every dollar you spend stretches that little bit more into those 10, 20, 30, 40 X's. Okay, so interchain token services, or the ITS tokenized ones, scale everywhere, and I think that's going to be huge. So it's already beginning to position itself with the signing of the season so far with Circle, because Circle is very close to the US government, USDC, Coinbase. You see where I'm going with this? So it's already powering institutional finance. And this is the cycle when the little man has been kicked down the road. And of course, TradFi and Wall Street have stepped in and have taken over our crypto. So you got to look and do your research in what those people are looking at. Okay. So it already has JP Morgan's Onyx utilities. Axelar enables institutional grade portfolio management across the entire blockchain ecosystem, and it can rebalance large portfolios of tokenized assets of any chain through a single secure integration. Now, of course, it's already got over 300 industry leaders in DeFi, in RWA, wallets, infrastructure, enterprise. Enterprise is quite interesting. Circle is in there, right? But what you have is Microsoft, JP Morgan, SAP. That's a list and a half, right? And I think it will only grow, in my opinion. So we were talking about Circle here, and they are obviously right here. But in my opinion, I think you've got to pay attention to if there's any dynamic changes in the cycle, okay? The ability for this type of project to survive long term, especially considering where the price is right now. Deutsche Bank should be here as well. There are some banks that utilize these guys for their cross-chain, and now it's tokenization. So it's going to be very important. Again, none of the things I'm saying, I'm not even talking about price here right now, really. It's more about what this blockchain looks like and how the price action is just not done anything for years now, which gives us an opportunity. Don't buy this when it's $1 plus $5, whatever. Do the research now and make a risk assessment as you will. So one network for all crypto, I think that's going to be a powerful, very, very powerful tool, in my opinion, because if you can move all of these different stable coins, and believe me, institutions, once they see these guys have the likes of all of these different exposures to these enterprise players like Microsoft, like Deutsche Bank, right? This is where I expect big money to go, right? Follow the leader, as they say. But listen, all of the pussios will be scared, of course. And again, it is a really, really tough time right now, but they power the Deutsche Bank blockchain. They absolutely do that. So what you have to do, take this video. I think for me, this is really, really bullish. Again, I do have this ability to look through and research and do, proper reviews on these projects. And I hope you can take some of that, go into your room, get a glass of water or whatever you drink, right? And look at your portfolio and see if you lack anything that could potentially move when liquidity finds the market. Because everybody else has got the same talk for you. We're in a bear market. Okay, then what? Right? So this is the lowest price it's ever been. 10% against BTC, minus 9% against Ethereum, 87%. So when we look at the price in this particular way, you have absolutely, no reason to look at that price and think, yeah, one day it'll flip bullish. But this is what buys Rolls Royces and properties and apartments. And of course, this is almost fully diluted in terms of the price. The TVL is bigger than the market cap for Axelar. And I think these are the metrics. I love these metrics. I would love this to come under 100 million. And that's my kind of ruthless mentality. I'm sorry if you're bleeding. My average is higher. My average is now down to 21 or 22 cents. But by the time I'm done with DCA, and by the time everyone else is done with crying, I should have a decent average to probably get $3 up to $10 is an absolute target. Because from here, the chances are you would see, a 5x pretty quickly, right? 5x takes you back over for, 60 cents. 10x, I think it's easily done in this project. I think this goes all the way, maybe 20 to 30x this cycle or next cycle, whatever cycle you're planning for. But for me, most important thing is you look at long term. Take your emotions, right? Take them down to the toilet, flash them down, and look at the long term, man. Look at the long term. Look at the moves. I mean, that's why I love hanging around with whales, because they have a different mentality. They've obviously perhaps made their money and they don't have the social pressures to buy the baby milk. But if you're putting baby milk into crypto, you are in the wrong game. Stop doing that. You're supposed to invest wisely, do your research. We'll talk about this video today, and then people will come back to me in a year's time or whenever and say, yo, I've just changed my family's life. And it doesn't go for only Axelar, it goes for every single crypto investment you make, my friend. Only afford what you can lose. This space is rugged. And of course, I wish you the best. But like the video and let me know your comments about Axelar. This is huge.